I've seen 4 boats drift away, one nearly sink, and almost cost my buddy his life. And lately these stories have hit even harder because a man drowned near Seadrift, Texas a couple weeks ago after his boat drifted off anchor while he was wade fishing. It reminded me how fast a normal fishing trip can turn into a tragedy. And all of it came down to one mistake. People thinking a single anchor is good enough. In this video, I'm going to show you why I never wade fish without double anchoring and why you shouldn't either. Stay with me because the first story still gives me chills, and it's exactly the situation most anglers never see coming. This first story happened on a friend's boat. We pulled up to a shallow reef where the water went from 10 feet to 1 foot almost instantly. There was no wind and I could see the sandy bottom. He told me to toss the anchor in and said everything would be fine. 4 of us got out and wade fished for a couple hours. Then the wind picked up. I saw the captain heading back toward the boat, except the boat wasn't where we left it. It was getting dragged off the reef and sliding into deeper water. He was wearing ray guards and stepped off the edge and went straight under. He came up screaming and threw his rod aside. By an act of God, another boat saw him go under, changed directions, and pulled him out before he went under for good. And if you think that was a bad anchor setup, the next one involved a tanker wave that sucked my entire boat into deeper water. We were along the intercoastal, sitting in about 2 feet of water with my power pole down. After about an hour, a massive tanker rolled by. Its wake lifted the entire boat, sucked it off the shallow bar, and pulled it into water we couldn't wade to. We were safe, but the boat was gone. It took us flagging down another boat to run me out to retrieve it. Now that's twice I've watched a boat drift away. But the third anchor didn't just slip. It wasn't even attached. It was a dead calm day. A buddy grabbed the anchor out of the locker and tossed it in. I got out and started fishing. About 30 minutes later, the wind hit and the boat started drifting fast, and it was not where I anchored it. I hurried back, climbed inside, and found the anchor line cleated off with no anchor on the other end. There was no knot, no chain, nothing. It took 4 of us an hour walking back and forth to finally step on the anchor and pull it in. The knot had obviously failed. And the fourth story is the one where the boat actually sank. It was a windy day. A physical anchor was dropped with too little line. Then the power pole was put down. The crew got out and went wade fishing. As the wind increased, the front anchor dragged. The bow swung downwind and the water started rolling in the back of the boat. The boat went under. It took 10 of us bailing like crazy to get it floating enough to tow it 20 miles back to port. And here's the story that prompted me to make this video. This one didn't happen to me personally, but it happened down near Seadrift, Texas, in San Antonio Bay near Buoy 7. And every wade fisherman feels this in their gut. A man was out wade fishing, doing exactly what thousands of us do along the Texas coast every single week. He anchored his boat, stepped out, and started fishing. At some point, his boat drifted off anchor, and when he saw it moving away, he did what any of us would do. He tried to wade after it. He stepped off a drop-off, went under, and never came back up. When rescue crews arrived, they found his boat drifting and rescued his partner. They searched for many hours before they finally found his body the next day. And that one shook me because it's so easy to picture. Your boat moves, you go after it, and in seconds you're fighting for your life. So now that you've heard these 5 situations, let me show you the exact method I use to double anchor safely every single time. Before you ever drop an anchor, pull your anchor, chain, and line out of the storage locker and actually look at them. Check your couplers, check your chain, check your zip ties, then lay the entire line out neatly so it can be fed cleanly off the boat. Trust me, when the wind is blowing and the anchor is already in the water, the last thing you want is a knot halfway down your line. That's the boating equivalent of an extra workout you didn't sign up for. Once your gear's ready, point the boat into the wind or into the current, whichever's stronger. That direction controls the swing of the boat. Ease forward and slowly put the bow directly over the exact spot where you want the anchor to land. Lower the anchor, don't throw it. Let it settle straight down so the claw lands cleanly on the bottom Once it touches down, put the boat in neutral and let the wind or the current gently push you back while you feed line out slowly. I usually let about 7 foot of line out for every 1 foot of water. So in 2 feet, I'm paying out 14 to 30 foot depending on the wind. On days blowing over 20, I'll get out of the boat and walk down the anchor chain and push the anchor deeper into the mud or sand to keep the boat locked in. When you've got the right amount of line out, tie it off with a bow cleat with the proper cleat hitch. If the boat keeps drifting, you may need a bit more scope, so let out another 5 or 10 feet and allow the anchor to reset. Once you're anchored, look around and pick a reference point. If that tree or tower or building starts sliding, you're dragging. For boats with a power pole, now is the time to deploy it. Make sure the anchor line is directly in front of the boat when you lower the power pole. Wind will change direction throughout the day, so make sure anyone who returns to the boat knows how to raise and reset the power pole into the wind. This may feel like overkill, but after watching boats drift away, boats disappear, and boats sink, I don't take chances anymore. A properly set bow anchor and a power pole as a secondary hold means your boat stays exactly where you left it. If you want to see more details on my recommended anchor setup I trust on my 22-foot boat, watch this video here. And if you want additional tips on deploying and retrieving your anchor to save you a ton of headaches, see this video here.